So if you're a film buff like me, this year is one of the most exciting years in a long time. We've got upcoming film releases like the Avengers Age of Ultron, Mad Max reboot, Jurassic World, Terminator Genesis, Ant-Man, Paper Towns, the latest Mission Impossible, Fantastic Four, and of course Star Wars. It's coming in December. Film has always been a passionate topic for me. I love the medium, but even more than that, I love the experience. I couldn't even really explain why. I love every part of it. I love looking at the marquee as I approach. I like standing in line to get my ticket. The garbage food at the concession stand. I love when the lights fade for the previews to come on. I love experiencing an awesome movie or a horrible one with a group of friends or complete. What's not to love about that? So here's the story of the best movie-going experience I have ever had in my life. It was early June 2013. I had just finished a long day at the office. I locked up and was heading out about 9 p.m. During the day, I had sent out a few feeler texts to a few friends to see if anybody was up to see a movie with me that night. The plan was to go see The Purge, which I was prepared to see completely alone. I just needed an escape from reality for a while, and there is no better vehicle for that than going to see a movie, and I had no idea how great this one was going to be. The film itself was fun. It's not what I would call life-changing, but they did a relatively decent job with the budget that they had. It's decent production value, it was put together well, good performances from everyone that was involved. But that wasn't the real show. The real show was what was going on in front of me about 3 rows. Being an expert film goer, I picked the best seats in the house. This is going to be a handful of rows up from the floor level, mid-theater. Below and in front of me a few rows, a young lady kept opening up her phone during the movie to show her neighbor's pictures that she had taken earlier that day. I got the impression that she was a little bit intoxicated before the movie even started, and after years of experience, I've actually gotten pretty good at disregarding distractions like that, so I really wasn't paying too much attention to her initially. The woman was absolutely being noisy and disruptive, but I was far enough away that it wasn't too bad for me. The person immediately behind her, however, had just about enough of that. It started innocently enough. The person behind the noisy lady asked her very politely to please shut off her phone and stop talking during the film. This request was made probably 2 or 3 times and ignored completely every time. Also keep in mind, for the most part, this whole exchange was barely registering for me. For the most part, I was pretty much focused on the film. Now, I didn't see it happen, but after about 4 times being asked to shut off her phone and stop talking during the film, the person behind Noisy Lady must have kicked her seat, because Noisy Lady stood up, turned around, and screamed, "You fucking kick me again, I'm gonna fucking flip my shit." Now, every pair of eyes in the theater suddenly focused on Noisy Lady, and we all started praying. What's that movie called? Walking Tall? Our prayers were answered when Noisy Lady sat down. She immediately took out her phone, and immediately we saw her jerk forward because she had been kicked again. What happened next? I never thought I would see this in real life, and I don't think my telling the story is going to do it justice. Seriously, you've got to arrange a scenario where you see this happen in real life. Noisy Lady stood up and in one graceful movement swung her entire large cup of cola across the next 4 rows of people. It covered everybody, including 2 of my friends who were with me. If you're ever curious about how to make enemies with 4 dozen people in just a few seconds, take notes. We were having our own little purge. I can't begin to explain how awesome the experience was, and the best part was I didn't get a drop on me. The rest was a sort of crazy comical blur. I remember expletives being shouted, I remember a fury of cartoon-like fists and kicks, and of course people were escorted from the theater. They even stopped and rewound the film for us. Now, you've been to theaters before. 90% of the people that work there are 16 through 19-year-olds. I can't imagine what they were thinking. As we were leaving, one of the night managers was personally apologizing to every guest, and anybody that had soda on them also got a ticket for a free pass to see another movie, but none of that was necessary. If the theater could guarantee me that every show would end in fisticuffs, I would go every night. And that was the best movie-going experience of my life.